Hi, I'm Joel Griffith. This is a retelling of our meeting from last week at which I gave my mayoral address. We gave out some citizen awards, and then we went on to have a regular meeting. The April meeting is not just a regular board meeting, it's also the annual reorganizational meeting. The reorg, as we call it, is traditionally done in April when the Village Board of Trustees reasserts and reestablishes its policies and procedures. It is when appointments to various boards are made and committees are made. It is an annual restating of how we will operate and conduct business in the year to come. So this little video is for those who missed the reorg. We started with our oaths of office, which were administered by the village justice, the Honorable Howard F. Clark. I was sworn in as mayor. Following me, we had Trustee Robin Bruno, who was just reelected, and she is also the new deputy mayor by my appointment, and so she took one oath representing two offices, trustee and deputy mayor. Following Deputy Mayor Bruno, we had Trustee Susan Ezrati, who has won another term. And then I explained how when I was elected mayor last month, I had been a trustee in the middle of a 2-year term, and when I left, I had to resign as trustee in order to assume the office of mayor. That created a vacancy on the Board of Trustees. As mayor, I have the authority to make appointments to fill the board vacancies, which occur before the end of the expired term. And I had chosen to appoint Emily Major to finish that term. So we had a new trustee sworn in, Emily Major. There was one more oath following that, which was the appointed position of acting justice. The acting justice fills in when the village justice is unavailable, out of town, or in instances when the judge must recuse himself from a case. And our acting justice was reappointed, John Ludwig. So then we had a nice round of applause for all the oaths of office. And then we came to what for me was the most exciting part of the evening, which is the presentation of the Citizen Awards. There are plaques in the hallway on the second floor of Village Hall in which the names of past recipients are inscribed. And last Wednesday night, we added 4 more names to the record of outstanding citizens who have given their time, expertise, talent, and love to the village of Tivoli. 3 of these awards are named in honor of past Tivolians who have left their mark to such a degree that the village named awards after them. So in addition to honoring the new recipients, we also honored those names on the awards and took a moment to remember their legacy to our community. So the first award was the Angelo Stafiro Award for Decency. The award is inscribed for the good found in all people and the ability of some to quietly give of themselves. And the first honoree is a longtime village volunteer for recreational activities and festivals. She's even worn the Easter Bunny costume, and from what I gathered from Kira Bruno, it can get pretty stuffy in there. Probably just about everyone here has attended a Winterfest or Halloween party or Easter egg hunt at the firehouse. At all those events, a popular activity for the children of Tivoli is to have your face painted. Children of all ages, of course, because I never miss an opportunity to get mine done as well. And I proudly called to the podium Mary Ansbach and stated that it was my pleasure to present to Mary Ansbach the 2015 Angelo Stafiro Award for Decency. And inscribed within the award, they look like this, I'm not going to show you that one because I'm going to tell you that one in a minute. Inscribed in the award, for many years at many of Tivoli's festivals, you have offered face painting to people young and old. You have selflessly volunteered your time and talents to making our gatherings successful and memorable. With each snowflake, snowman, or other joyous embellishment, you have painted smiles on our faces as well. Tivoli thanks you. The second award I had the pleasure to give out last Wednesday is the Alan T. Covert Character Award. And the award is inscribed, dedicated individuals who believe it is their responsibility to assist community leaders and residents to always make that community a better place. In the spring of 2012, as a brand new trustee, I was tasked by then Mayor Brian Crana with founding a Tivoli Green Committee, We pulled in some great volunteers, and 1 year later, we were building our fabulous community garden over on Pine Street. Last Wednesday, I was able to say there were still a few plots left, but that is no longer true. We're all full up for this season, I'm pleased to say. In the late spring of 2014, we had a new member join the Green Committee. She came brimming with ideas, energy, and a determination to make good things happen. In 3 short months, she pulled together a great event, which many people who were there last Wednesday night had actually been at. It was last September, led by the Green Committee and led by this next award recipient. The hard work of our next recipient packed the large room upstairs on the 3rd floor with 95 people at the Tivoli Solar Energy Forum, in which 3 different home solar companies and a NYSERDA representative educated the crowd on the latest options for home solar energy. I think I can pass that one, okay. And this award was given to Bettina Mueller. And I said to Bettina, I'm proud to present you the 2015 Alan T. Covert Character Award. You spearheaded the hugely successful Solar Energy Forum of September 2014. Your vision and dedication to improving life for Tivoli's residents and challenging all of us to be better stewards of our world testify to your desire to make this community a better place. Tivoli thanks you. The next award, which I still have here, for reasons you will hear about in a moment, is the Victory Award. It is for assistance and commitment to the Village of Tivoli in our effort to empower our youth. And I cautioned people that night, all the award recipients, because I actually got a Victory Award in 2002, and look what happened to me. So then I went into one of my favorite Tivoli stories of the past year. Back in September, I ran into one of our local sons who I'd watched grow up in the village. He's now a wide, smiling, athletic young man in his early 20s. He asked me last fall, rather sharply and teasingly, "Hey Joel, when are we going to stripe the basketball court?" Now the village had resurfaced the basketball court as part of a big grant for park improvements. We had procured the paint, but with everything that we have to do, we had not gotten around to striping the court yet. So I started to explain this to him, and he just barked out good-naturedly, "I'm going to go do it with some of my friends really soon." So I said, "Well, what are you doing next Saturday?" And sure enough, that week we downloaded the specs off the internet. We got some chalk lines, tape measures, and for 5 hours on a beautiful fall day, we laid out and painted the stripes on the court. Some people helped for a time as they happened by. At one point, a pair of 12-year-old boys came to the park and, seeing us working, exclaimed, "Oh yeah, they're finally doing the basketball court." And it was done. So the recipient of the 2015 Victory Award was not able to be there last week and has yet to pick up his award. It was bad news that he couldn't be there, but the good news for me was that he wasn't there to defend himself against my accusations of civic-mindedness. I don't think this young man ever spent much time thinking about his village government, its workings or responsibilities, but he thinks a little bit about it now. At a small but significant moment, his government was responsive to his needs, his concerns, and he met that responsiveness with his own volunteerism. I wanted to acknowledge that story and this individual with an award to make the point that if each of us pitches in on the part of Tivoli that we care about, personally, we can make a lot of improvements around here and have a great time doing it. So the 2015 Victory Award reads, and here I can show it to you so everyone can see, all the awards look like this, they're rather handsome. Justin Tidaldi, for giving your time and energy in striping Tivoli's basketball court in October 2014. Your readiness to help make good things happen has enhanced our park and demonstrates that every resident at any stage of life can make a positive impact on our village, and that when everyone does their small part, Tivoli rises together. Tivoli thanks you. The last award has the most august title. It's the James Starr Clark Citizen of the Year. And it's inscribed, "A community is only as great as those persons who give exemplary service." Of course, James Starr Clark was a big figure in Tivoli history. He had a long career as a rector on Trinity Church on North Road. He also founded the Trinity Academy, and he was actually the first mayor when the village first incorporated. He served in 1872 and 1873. And when we were doing this upstairs, I was able to point to the big portrait of him on the wall and say, "Look, there he is." Well, this award was going to recognize the volunteerism of another member of our Green Committee, who has helped the last few years in efforts to get some nice plantings in and around the village. We've had residents donate plants and flowers, and several Green Committee members and other volunteers, Trustee Azrati and my own mom, I'm pleased to say, had put them in at the four corners and around the park. But there was one committed Tivolian who kept these new plantings watered and cared for while they took root. Sometimes every day through hot, dry summer weeks, this individual saw to it that these plants were cared for, duly weeded and watered, and that the efforts that we had all put in endured. So it was my distinct pleasure to present the 2015 James Starr Clark Citizen of the Year Award to Jeanette Canaday. And that award was written inside, "For several seasons you have given your time and effort to beautify our village with plantings and flowers and keep them duly weeded and watered. Your exemplary service to the village of Tivoli is as radiant as the colorful petals which we now enjoy, thanks to you." We congratulated our four award winners, and then I proceeded to my mayoral address. My fellow Tivolians, I begin with a small confession. Just under a month ago, when the polls at the firehouse closed and it started to sink in that I was going to be the next mayor of Tivoli, I was suddenly crushed by a wave of total fear. Not because I was going to say goodbye to my free time or take on more responsibility than I have ever had in my life. No, I am eager to tear into this job and put my shoulder to the wheel. I can see what needs doing around here as well as you can, and I can't wait to get to work for Tivoli. No, the terror on election night was that I realized I was going to have to stand up here at this podium in a month's time and make a speech to a room full of people. And not just any people, people I know and love and whose opinions I care about utterly. This is a crowd that I don't want to fail. Not that they would fail, but that I would fail them. I've been present at quite a few reorgs over the years. I've always been terrified of public speaking, and a month ago, this moment was literally my idea of a waking nightmare. And the moment came that night, last Wednesday. But as I was writing these words the night before the speech, I realized that this moment wasn't going to be anything like I had thought just a month ago. I'm still nervous, but I'm not afraid. Things have changed for me tremendously already. In fact, I can tell you that I myself am changing. I'm growing as a person because of this undertaking. I have to, because I can tell that this job is demanding it of me. It would demand it of anyone. The most powerful force in these personally dynamic weeks has been your support. Many people in this room, certainly at that table, at which point I gestured to the Village Board of Trustees, and plenty of people who are elsewhere, have expressed their hope for my tenure, their confidence in me when I've questioned my own, have offered guidance, advice, counsel, and not a few good laughs. Already, many people have listened to me as I have struggled with decisions, weighed options, faced hard choices. I have had the following exchange a dozen times in the month between the election and my swearing in. "Hey Joel, congratulations, Mr. Mayor. Oh, thanks. Let me know if you ever need help with anything." And these people turn back and they say, "No, you let me know if you need any help." And I can't tell you what that feels like. It absolutely affirms why I have always been proud to be from this community and why I am so honored to have the opportunity to serve as your mayor. So, to everyone who has offered help, support, and well wishes to a brand new mayor, my family, my friends, my fellow Tivolians, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And believe me, I will need your continued support because we have many daunting challenges before us. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them in this speech. You know, and I know what they are. But here are a couple highlights from the Tivoli to-do list. And of course, at the top of that list, our water system is 77 years old. This must be addressed. We have a county-funded grant to conduct a study of the conditions of our water system and investigate the benefits and implications of transference of our water system to the Dutchess County Water and Wastewater Authority. This will be a big topic of conversation in the coming year. The village board will take this decision very seriously, and you will be right there with us as the information comes in and the big decisions are made. My personal feeling is that this study should be only one of many options we explore. Tivoli should consider every option we can identify as we come to terms with this enormous and costly challenge. But our water system is ancient, we all know that, and we must prepare ourselves for bad news and hard decisions. Tivoli is trying to maintain its infrastructure and deliver services through years of ever-tightening budgets. The Board of Trustees are this very month working hard on the 2015-16 budget, trying to stay within the rigid restraints of the tax freeze law come down from Albany. We are trying to stay under a 1.6% tax cap, but believe me, money and the repairs and services it can procure will be tighter than ever. The village board must look beyond village taxes to grant opportunities if we are going to see our needs met and the infrastructure of Tivoli improved. And as I said, and you know, there are many more challenges before us, but another that I will name now and which I plan to take on in the coming weeks and months is speeding on our village streets. And that includes our main thoroughfare, Broadway, County Route 78. Speeding is happening, it is dangerous, and it has to be corrected. The solution is simple. I, as mayor, will direct the police to enforce the speed limit within this village. The safety concern is paramount. This is a walking village. This village has many children. Our own DPW men are working in the streets, and the drivers don't even brake for them, despite their cones and flashing lights. It's very unsafe. You pay a lot of money for police services, and it's time to get our money's worth. And if there are any members of the Lead Foot Club out there, you have been warned. After a few of those serious topics, I'm happy to switch gears and make what is for me a very happy announcement, and I hope it will be for you too. On Saturday, August 8th, the Village of Tivoli will partner with the Tivoli Library to bring back Tivoli Community Day. This is an event which has waxed and waned over the years and has taken various forms, but let me tell you about this year. A late summer Saturday in our handsome Memorial Park, families and kids, all of us coming out and spending time with each other, maybe meeting other folks in the village you've yet to meet. One of the many great things about Tivoli is people who just moved here really do love it as much as people who've been here for decades. Let's welcome these new Tivolians into our village. Let's make some new acquaintances, build some relationships, catch up with old friends. Let's come together and strengthen our community. We will have a few musical acts under the pavilion throughout the day. We will be organizing some field day type games and activities for kids throughout the afternoon. Maybe some sack races, tug of war, that kind of thing, water balloon toss. Maybe we can have a craft table and some of our older artists can make some things with some of our younger artists. This will be a potluck picnic. Bring your chairs, a dish to share, a folding table if you have one, blankets if you like that, and we will sit and break bread together. What I envision is an intimate affair. All are welcome, but it's really about the residents of this community. I feel like after a few years off, we need to get together as a village before we invite the outside world to come to our party. Let's emphasize our community. I think that if some of our village craftspeople want to set up their wares, that's great. But let's not bring in a lot of outside vendors and make it a commercial event. It's about people getting to know people. If our village businesses want to do something that day, please bring your ideas to me. I'm all ears. And of course, as things wind down at dark, which is when the park closes, I'm sure the attendees will not be ready to go straight home. And with the setting sun and the closing park, I think many of us, I know I will head on to Broadway and continue the fun. So this is my vision for year one anyway, Tivoli Community Day. We've only got a few months, so let's not bite off more than we can chew. If it's a success, and I have every reason to believe it will be, it can grow and morph every year and become what it will be. We have certainly had some fabulous parades over the year, but for now, let's start small. So let's make Tivoli Community Day come together. I will be assembling a committee in the month of May. Anyone who wants to help with this, please contact me. If you, well, knowing this village, I expect that I will be inundated with offers of assistance, but a committee will need to be of the appropriate size, so I'll pick a handful probably from the submissions. And the nature and needs of this event, as I've described, they've largely been identified, so all the committee will have to do is pull together the details. And those who offer to help and don't end up on the committee, please don't feel slighted. There's going to be lots to do on the day itself, and I will keep your names on a list and be pestering you to pitch in when I need your help. So, Tivoli Community Day, Saturday, August 8th, in the park. There is so much more I would have liked to say in this speech. I didn't get around to discussing supporting our village businesses, or anything about the village and the college, or the pursuit of our waterfront park. or our responsibilities to our fire department, or many of the ideas and plans I have for beautification of the village. There is much, much more, but please know that it's on my radar. If I didn't mention your issue or idea, don't worry. This is just the beginning, and we will have plenty of time to talk. But it's almost better that I didn't have the time to fit in more, because if you want to know what this new mayor and this board of trustees is going to be doing, thinking, and deciding in the next year, we do have these monthly meetings you can come to. And of course, right after this ceremonial swearings in and my speech, we had a regular meeting, and I'm pleased to say that about half the crowd stuck around for the nitty-gritty details. Every month, regular meetings are third Wednesdays at 7 p.m. with a workshop proceeding at 6 p.m. And on second Wednesdays, we have a workshop which is at 7 p.m. If you're too busy to make those, or you just have to play trivia at the Troghaven on Wednesdays, we have excellent minutes of all our meetings on the village website. And all the minutes for the planning board meetings and the ZBA meetings and many waterfront committee meetings. There's really no reason to not know what's going on. And Tivoli being Tivoli, you can always catch me on the street and I will tell you exactly what's happening in your village government. As I concluded, I made a few more acknowledgments. I wanted to thank my predecessor, Mayor Brian Crana, firstly on behalf of this village for his 11 years of service, 7 as a trustee, several of them as deputy mayor, and then his 4 years as the mayor of the village. And secondly, on a personal level, I thanked him for his assistance, his kindness, and his support of my tenure. I thanked Clerk Ganella and Deputy Clerk Claire Rolfe. I'm so impressed by their professionalism, their thoroughness, and their dedication to the village. I thank them for all the help and guidance, and I must mention all the humor they've brought my way in these first few weeks, and I look forward to working with them both. I express my gratitude to the Department of Public Works, Superintendent James Simmons, Mr. Thayer, and Mr. Torsha. They literally keep this village running. They literally keep this village together. I greatly value their hard work and expertise, and I look forward to working very closely with them. Christine Shaw, attorney for the village. She has already proven an asset beyond value to a new mayor who's trying to do things right. I'm grateful to her. And I took a moment to speak directly to the Village Board of Trustees. They have my total respect, admiration, and appreciation. I could not be more fortunate in assuming this office with these 4 individuals comprising the board. We are from different backgrounds, different professions, and that breadth and depth is a tremendous asset to the village of Tivoli. I hope that we can be bold in what we take on, creative in our approach to village challenges. I think we should re-examine the unexamined in how this village operates. I think that the Village Board of Trustees should identify problems and effect solutions. In just the first few weeks, I can tell we are going to get things done and have a lot of fun doing it. Having served as a trustee myself for the last 4 years, I know just what sacrifices the trustees make in order to serve this village, sacrifices they make on a personal level. The time away from families, dinners rushed or missed to attend meetings, and the time, energy, and intelligence they give to their duties on the board. I salute them and I thank them. Then I made everybody give them a big round of applause, which they certainly deserve. And before I closed, I recognized my mother, Cheryl Griffith, my girlfriend, Amy Cohen. I love them and I thank them both. And my last acknowledgement was, of course, to the people of Tivoli. I thank them again for the part that each and every one of them plays in making Tivoli, Tivoli, and for giving me this chance to be their mayor. I closed with Bernie Teeger's book, which I have over there on my mantle. It's entitled Tivoli, The Making of a Community. And it ends with a question on the last page. Is it any wonder that some have been heard to say that the village of Tivoli sparkles as a small gem in the crown of the Duchess? I say to you that this is our village, this is our time, and how brightly Tivoli shines is entirely up to us. Let's get to work. Thank you.